Uh, uh, uh.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, yo.
Am I having deja vu? I feel like I was just here 24 hours ago,
I know. We're right back at it.
right?
So, how are you doing today, Miss Spicy?
Oh, I'm good. I'm chilling. We just had a little meeting with Ricky's and the crew, planning our party out in the Yay area.
Yeah, I
About
saw
to
that.
pop off.
Saw that. Y'all had some updates.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, what's going on, Raider Nation? What's happening with it, man? Apologies, man. I got something going on at the crib right now. But
We're
we
back.
here, we here. Okay, so what's happening, Raider Nation, man? We are back for another live episode, man. Back with my boy Chris from Protect the Shield, and first time Spicy Raider Girl on the channel, man.
Hey,
So
what's good?
everybody that is here, man, welcome her to the channel, man. It is nice to be here with y'all today for another live episode, man, of the Raider Rundown. So
Likewise.
man, I want to just go ahead and jump right into it, man. I want to start with training camp. Talk about training camp, right? And we waiting for Sportsmane to come up in here. I don't see him yet, but Right. I want to talk about training camp, all the notes that have come out, man. So have you guys heard anything about training camp? What have you guys heard so far today from the 2 days of joint practices so far with the Rams?
Yeah, I'll start off. So yeah, I've heard that at least this week it's been it started off a little shaky. I think the yesterday's practice was a little lackluster to say the least.
Right.
And at least the one thing that I did like that I heard is the players were taking accountability. So especially the leaders, like Max really took issue with, the energy that the team came out with because they've set that standard so high. They want to make sure that, because even us as fans, we're like, okay, game one was fine, but we want to continue to see, progress. So,
right.
Just right away, they noticed that the energy wasn't the same. So from what I heard and what everything that I read, that Max and some of them other leaders was kind of getting up in their ass like, hey, we can't have no letdowns. We're not good enough for that. So, and that's huge because the Raiders of the old, they would have been happy with that week one performance, and we probably would have, continue to play down, but their standard is set so high. So, I like what I hear, and I hear that today's practice went differently. We came out a lot stronger, with higher energy. Heard our defensive line pretty much dominated their offensive line. So, heard good things.
Yeah. What about you, Spicy? How are you feeling? What have you heard so far out of training camp?
Yeah, actually, I kind of heard that with the drama that went on yesterday with what was it, Cam and Mad Max, that tensions kind of boiled over into today's practice as well. So that carried on a little bit. And then Mad Max, this is what I like about Mad Max. Like he's gonna be a dog on the field, but then if you look at his social media stuff, right, he'll always post like, we cool. I'm going to come get you on the field. It's not personal. I'm just doing my job.
I love that about him.
So I love that about him too. And so I think to your point, Chris, you made some good points about, it sounds like they're a little hungrier than they have been in the past. They're coming for it. They're not just, okay, cool, we got a preseason win, we're good. Like, let's get better. Also, I don't think this is brand new information to anybody, but Garoppolo is still struggling with the deep ball. A lot of people say it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to throw deep. I mean, okay, if you want to play a short game, that's cool. We just need first downs. I think with the deep ball situation, though, if the Raiders are going to try to go deep in situations, you have to make sure that the team's able to pull it off, because the last thing we need is a bunch of picks and things of that nature. But I'm liking the direction of it, and I hope the Raiders go out and get another blowout win.
Yeah, I'm hoping the same thing, man. I mean, from like you guys touched on, I don't remember the last time, a Raiders team, even though they felt like they were winning the practice, still kind of, getting each other's ass and be like, we can do better. I mean, I'm kind of used to, me personally, being a young Raiders fan, I'm used to seeing, we get a little lead and then we start being complacent, and then it's like, okay, well, now all of a sudden the other team's coming back, and it's like, okay, we could have put our foot on their necks and actually finish. So now it seems like that's a trait that this Raider team is getting, and I'm happy to see it, man. I'm excited to see it. What about y'all?
Yeah, it's a mentality change, man. And honestly, that's the type of stuff that translates to second half, like you said, put our foot in their neck. We don't get comfortable. Again, I think with again,
my guy Sportsmane, what's happening with him? What's happening with you?
Again, with Derek Carr. With Carr, he didn't necessarily have that mentality. Whereas Max, I think if they're going to keep that same mentality as a collective, like, hey, when we're up, stay on their neck, stay on them. So I just love it, man. I just love that mindset just as a whole, like never be satisfied. Honestly, that's how the Patriots were. They have that never be satisfied mentality, so hopefully this year we're not going to play down to our competition's level, so like when we play the I'm trying to think easy games. I mean, I would say Denver, but that'll never be easy. But
right.
I can't think of the top. Like if we play like the Cardinals or someone this year, I know we don't. But yeah, like teams that we're supposed to beat, we're not going to play down at their level. We're going to just smash them like we should. So there's I'm excited, man. Like I say, it's a mentality shift.
Yes.
I like the mentality shift. Honestly, you touched on it a little bit, Chris. It's like I feel like once Derek Carr and his fake Mamba mentality got out the way, it gave other guys, the I don't say confidence, but for a lot, it was Derek Carr's team, right? He was the leader, and I think guys respected that.
Right.
And now that fake Mamba mentality is kind of out of the way, these real dogs can step up and be like, nah, this is how this Raiders team should be run. Like without saying I'm the new leader, they're saying I'm the new leaders.
Yeah.
And they're doing it in ways that are motivating this team and keeping them hungry. And I really like that mentality.
Yep. I agree. What about you, Sportsman? I know you just joined in late, but we're talking about, the mentality that we saw from training camp, the report saying that even though the Raiders started slow, and they were kind of winning the practice at the point, they said they weren't meeting their own standard, right? And they needed to go above and beyond that. So, I'm asking them what they felt about it. So what's your feelings about it?
Oh, you mean from yesterday's?
Yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I was thinking it was just a reality check that it's preseason. Like,
Right.
I'm trying to tell Raider Nation, don't get too high. Don't, even if somebody comes out there and looks like pure trash, don't get too low. It's preseason. We've seen teams come out and go 5-0, such as the Raiders, and then go out there and lose fucking 10 straight games. Like, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, it matters, but it doesn't matter. You're really just trying to see if you can execute, and you can't help but like what you've seen. Like, I'm looking at the preseason game and the training camp. Like, you can't help but notice that they seem faster, right?
Yeah.
Like the defense seem faster. Like either they're thinking less or they're just younger and athletic. You know what I mean? Like I like the mentality. Even if they just won by 1 point, that's what I'm watching. I'm watching
the score don't matter.
You feel me? I'm watching the way they're reacting to shit. I'm watching the way that Aiden is in the pocket. I'm watching the way the offensive line was blocking. First of all, we've been screaming for depth on the O-line. Look like we just might have found something besides Mumford and the other young cat. I like both of them cats, but it look like it's even more on the O-line, that's fucking good, man. Looks good so far.
Yeah, and we were saying, it is preseason, and this here from Anthony is a very good comment saying it's good that the defenders got to go against a better QB in Stafford. And I was saying that in my last kind of, channels that this is going to be a different little test for this defense. And I wanted to see if they were going to still be consistent because Stafford's a better quarterback than whatever the 49ers have right now on their roster. So this
they got worked. That's what's up. They got work, and that's good. That's good because I don't want them to. Don't get too high. Like, bro, it's one game. The Niners look real unorganized right now. The second team, we already know their first team is the shit, but they second and third team just looks fucking bad. It looks fucking horrible. You know what I mean? Like, so it's good. And that's what I'm telling
all
people.
All three quarterbacks look like trash. All three of the quarterbacks look like trash.
Sam Darnold looks like he's never played ever.
Right?
Even with him looking like that, he still was hands down easily the best quarterback that they had. Like,
he was.
And that's true.
Terrible.
So
that's fucking terrible.
Like you said, I mean, I kind of expected the Raiders corners to kind of come back down to earth a little bit, especially we got a rookie playing on the outside. Nate Hobbs wasn't there the first day, but he was back today. And then we got Marcus Peters on the other side. So I kind of expected the Raiders corners to come down to earth a little bit. We didn't see as many turnovers and pass breakups as we were seeing from the last 2 weeks. Right. But at the end of the day, I think the D-line is what has been the most consistent out of this whole training camp thing. I mean, everything I've heard about the D-line has been just A+. Like, they're doing the work. So, I mean, I'm excited to see them. So, like, what do y'all think about that?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but honestly, once the games really start, because you can only do so much in practice, but once some games start, that D-line is everything. Honestly, that controls the tempo. Stafford is he's a solid quarterback. So, if he has time, he's gonna pick anybody apart. He's not one of those guys that's gonna miss throws. He's a true pro. And the thing is, we got guys still coming back from injury, so it's definitely gonna be interesting, once we get everyone in there. But like Sportsman said, it's them guys are flying around, and that's one thing that we haven't seen since, like, honestly, I haven't seen our defense fly around since that back in that era when we had like Kirk Morrison and Thomas Howard at linebackers.
Shit.
I sneakily liked that squad, man. They was running around and
squad.
like they would run around and get after it. But I haven't seen that since then, man. And that's talking about 15 years ago or something. So
that's
I would say, but with the caveat of we've seen Mad Max flying around for the past 5 years.
Yeah, but it's just him. Yeah,
it's him, and he's been needing help for so long, and now it's refreshing to see that he might be getting that help, and not only getting the help, but maybe like it's rubbing off on these guys. Maybe they're seeing his success, and he's having fun with it too. You know what I mean? He makes it look cool. He's got the whole, like the fly it around mentality. You listen to any interview he says, he keeps saying that over and over again, and he does his condor thing after, and it's like people are like, I want to do that.
Yeah,
I think it's contagious.
And you know what was funny about that? I seen this report. I think it was last week, and we all want, right? We all want a team full of fucking Max Crosby's, a team full of fucking Von Millers, these kind of guys, right? You want your whole team full of these guys, right? But they were saying that this motherfucker is such a superstar, bro. Sometimes a superstar shine too bright, and it hurt the eyes of the ones next to him. You know what I mean? Like they say, his shit can even be overwhelming. His you know what I mean? He's there early.
Yeah.
He's leaving.
Yeah.
He has more energy than anybody. He's fucking starting fights. You feel me? Like he's everything you want to be. And these guys, they want to be that, but they're not sure if they're ready to put that true work in to be it. You feel me? Like, but that's what we want.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that because for one, that shows even a person, individually, like, man, maybe I'm not built for this. Right. Because you see Max, you're like, okay, for me to be a star, I got to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally got to be the first one in and last one out. So that's good. I'd rather people see that and be like, okay, this ain't for me. Right. Or, what I'm saying? And then so we can move on. Or, hey, I love what Max is doing. Like, I think that's what I like about that Robert Spillane guy, because everything that I'm hearing, they talking about he's matching Max's energy.
That's what I like about him.
I'm like, I'm hearing the same thing about Epps. So it's almost like we got them at all three levels, man. So I love it.
Well, like Mad Max said, Mad Max said this is, he's an addict and this is his new addiction.
I love
it. So, he's there early, he's staying late, he's putting everything he has into it. To your point, I hope guys aren't getting intimidated by this. I hope it makes them better. Right. I hope it pushes them. I mean, I haven't heard anything about guys shying away from it. I just think Max is that kind of guy where other players don't really feel that way about him. I think they want to strive to be like him.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they all look up to him and shit. It's just the standard is so high. You know what I mean? And some don't even try to fake it or even pretend to even try to meet the standard. You feel me? Like, I wish they would be. I wish he had someone who was with him like every day. Like he can be like, hey, he's with me every single day, and he's not saying that about anyone. You feel me? He got love for all of these guys, but he can't name one guy who's on his regimen. Like if you're a rookie right now and you're trying to make a team, if you're Adam Plant Jr., you're these guys trying to make a team. Bruh, I want every time Max talks, I want him to talk about me. I want him to talk about me too, because I'm doing everything he doing to be great. You feel me? Like
I will say
this,
I will say this though. We saw our first round pick finally get out there this week, right?
Man, thank goodness.
He was right next to him.
Yeah, I saw videos today. He's like, okay, special team, soaking game. So I think, with more of that this year with Max, Chandler just in Tyree's ear, that's going to be the next one, right? The next bookend of this defense to be like, okay, that's the guy that's going to set the tone as well. So, I mean, we're starting to see it from the younger guys for sure. I mean, you got Jacorian with Marcus Peters, following Marcus Peters around everywhere. Now you got Tyree with Max and Chandler and stuff like that. So it's starting to come together for sure.
Yeah, and speaking of Marcus Peters, like we talked about the mentality, he brings that same type of mentality as well, I think.
Right.
He's that guy that he's like a dog too. He wants to get out there. He wants to, just punch him in, like pound him in their face type of mentality, which I like. He's got the swag, he's got the confidence, he's got the intellect, the experience, and that could be something that these guys could feed off as well. But I going back to Chandler Jones and Tyree really quickly, I actually am looking forward to Tyree giving Chandler Jones a run for his money. And I think that will only make Chandler better because we all know, or in my opinion, I'll speak for myself, Chandler Jones was kind of a disappointment last year. I was actually even watching some highlights recently, and you see Chandler Jones just like going this way, and Max basically like, dude, you in my way, so he can get to the quarterback. You know what I mean? He was just kind of. I'm kind of watching this like, dude, Jones, what are you doing?
Right.
So
Yeah,
I'm looking for them to push each other.
Only thing I would say about that is like that's what we hoping for, but this Liz Frank injury is so fucking major. That's why they're just now putting him on the field now.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
he's not even gonna be who he is until probably like week 13. We're gonna be like,
No, that's for
shit.
real. That's for real.
Holy shit, this motherfucker can get around the edge. Like,
Yeah.
shit, look at the hands. Like
We're gonna
right now,
see
it's
what
just
he
gonna
can
be
do
like,
next year.
Take your time with them, man. Take your time
next,
with them.
Next year
it's
is
a
gonna
rare
be
shirt.
Tyree's time. Yeah, next year's Tyree's
It's like
time.
a red shirt. That's why it's all or nothing too. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, it's like it has to be right. It has to be the right pick. You know, if it's not the right pick, it looks like a John Gruden pick, like a weird ass pick, or not even a Gruden. It's like an Al Davis pick. You know what I mean? Like you know, because you rolled the dice. You know, so
combine.
Yes, I will say this though. I mean, just seeing the video, and although you know, albeit it's sleds or whatever, but just seeing the video. This dude's a freak. Like he's just a freak. Standing next to Max, he's bigger than Max already.
Yeah,
this is year one, you know. And I think next year is going to be his time. Like this year, I think, like you said, that injury is kind of major for a dude of that size. So definitely, what Spicy said, he's going to push Chandler this year, but next year that's going to be Tyreek's time. For sure.
And I think that's kind of disappointing though, because when you get your first round pick, you want immediate impact day one. You feel me? That was my criticism of the pick. But I hope he fucking is everything we hope he's to be. You feel me? But I just want, they came into the room saying, hey, we're gonna come with a more logical way of thinking, and then they did the same similar type of shit. So I was like, man, what the fuck are y'all doing? But you know what I'm saying? The upside is there, you know what I'm saying? But it's just the fact that we're hoping is what bothers me, instead of knowing exactly what you're gonna get when he gets on the field. You know what I mean?
And I know some of y'all wanted Jalen Carter. I know most Raider fans wanted Jalen Carter, but I was along the lines.
Look good.
Hey, I was along the lines of telling people though, although he would be nice, he's not coming here. He's just not. We don't have the culture. You feel what I'm saying? We don't have the culture to take that on right now. And maybe it's unfair to say that because of some other circumstances that happened.
Speeding tickets,
but
speeding tickets though. I don't know, man. Speeding tickets, that's a little overblown, man. I mean, if he got caught with a DUI,
wasn't gonna do it. You know, this regime is too cookie cutter. This regime is like,
then why get a dog? Then why get a dog like Marcus Peters? Because he just like one of my niggas. Marcus Peters just like one of the homies was at my house right now. We blow a blunt, and he go play for the Raiders. Like you know what I mean? Like,
if I recall correctly, isn't the reason Michael Crab, or not now, but wasn't the reason Michael Crabtree was basically cut, traded, or whatever because of Marcus Peters? Y'all remember that incident?
Was that it?
What happened?
They fought on the field or something?
Yeah. There's an incident. Crabtree, Peters, their helmets flying, this, that, and the other.
No, you're talking about
out to the field.
Not Marcus Peters. You're talking about.
I think the Raiders released them saying like he was too much trouble, and I'm like, for standing up for himself.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's the kind of dude I want on my team.
He was out there, and they had his ass in the corner. Crabtree was like, "Bro, what's happening?" I fuck Crabtree for that.
I like Peters because everything that it's crazy. Everything that people be like, oh, he might be this and that. I mean, we've only really seen him on the field. I've never heard anything off the field as pertaining to Marcus Peters. Like, he's not
getting in trouble. He's not getting.
And that's why I feel like it's a little different because it's like he's a dog on the field and he's gonna show that aggression on the field, but when it comes off of it, you hear nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And that's
you're right. You're right.
Like,
you're right.
You know,
I mean, the bar is so damn high for a 21-year-old. You can't race. I mean, fuck. I mean, damn. They don't let kids make mistakes no more at all. Like, fuck, bro. Like,
I mean, coming from where it came from too, it's so many eyes on them. You feel what I'm saying?
For me, the thing with Jalen Carter for me wasn't necessarily. I mean, it's not the driving thing. It was more or less some of the stuff that I heard from a work ethic standpoint. The work ethic standpoint. You know, so
all I say is watch the tape, though. I mean,
the tape is true, but at the end of the day, if you're physically gifted, a man amongst boys, that works in college. You got to still put the work in because we've had, Jamarcus Russell. Jamarcus Russell is one of them. Like, physically he's gifted, but if you don't got that work ethic,
I remember his pro day. He was throwing the ball from his
My
knees and shit like
God.
that.
Yeah.
I went back
Yeah.
I went back and
Yeah,
watched
it's like,
like
but I need somebody that's gonna put in that time like Max does, because you know everyone else is working around you. You know.
Hey, all I
But
know is
honestly, like
I see the tape and I see him tonight. He look good. His presence is being known right now.
I didn't watch him today. I didn't see him.
We
can
betting on
desperately
long
use
term. Yeah.
But honestly, like
come on,
I think like mental toughness and work ethic is like so lost, right? Because those things are so important. There's a ton of guys with talent, you know, but if you're not mentally tough and you don't have the worth ethic, then you're not going to be anything. You see some of these guys who maybe aren't like naturally gifted and they put in the effort. And
like
if you're naturally talented and you put in the effort, you can be like amazing. You know, so I don't think like enough emphasis is put on the guys that are actually doing the work and you know and have these kind of these mental moments where they're just like, okay, I'm gonna do this, you know.
Exactly.
And that's the problem if you watch with like, you know, if anyone saw that documentary with Menzel.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
You know,
he
he had all the talent in the world and didn't try at all.
You know,
so.
And I bring up this thing. I bring up this 24/7. Like, even though Shaq was dominant, right? Imagine how much more dominant he can be if he actually worked.
He would have been.
Same thing Kobe said. He actually gave a fuck.
Exactly what Kobe said. And you know, although Shaq is regarded as one of the greatest, if he put in just more work, like how
he would have been unstoppable.
Oh, bro,
and that's the gift. That's the gift of the curse, man. That's the gift of the curse. I'm telling you, man. Even with my stepson, bro, he played guard and he played right tackle. This motherfucker's a freshman and he's 6'5", 350, and he's out here.
6'5",
he's out here 6'5", 350, bro. He's out here running 5'3", 40s at 350, and he don't even know what he's doing. Like, I'm like, bruh, and I'd be like, man, did you try your hardest? He'd be like, but all his numbers be all with the college players. I'm like, bro, you need to fucking try. I know this shit's fucking not get sleep, right? You can get like 3 hours of sleep and then come out here and test with everybody and be up. But I need you to give all your shit. And that's what, but that's the mentality thing. Some people they wake up good and they still better than everybody else, not even on their best day. So sometimes that be fucking people up, man. But Max, he's an overachiever, bro. And he's already dope though. I don't know if y'all seen this tape when we drafted him. When we first drafted him, I know all y'all Raider fans, we always look at the tape of who we got drafted, right?
Yeah. Yep.
When I first watched him, I was like, he's a little small, but he kind of remind me of fucking Jared Allen. That's what I said. First time I saw him, I promise you.
Yeah.
And then, bruh, he got to the league, and this motherfucker is Jared Allen 2.0. Like, he has that motor like Jared Allen. You feel me? He's got that dog like Jared Allen. He's got that physical spit. Anything you want, he's got it in the toolbox, man.
That motor. And plus, and honestly, if you remember what Gruden was saying when we first drafted him, he was like, man, we just got to get you in the weight room. Exactly. You know, that was the main thing, because he had that, he was just like, I remember the call, how they was showing, they always show the call when they draft them. I just remember Gruden saying something like, we got to get you in that weight room though. But no, that's, that's true, man. That's why it's that, and that's why I look at this team, and the guys that I really am, curious to hear about are the ones that have that mentality, man. And I wish Malcolm Kuntz had that. I wish that would rub off on him. I want him to have that work ethic, because I could tell he must not have it. But everyone talks about how he's a dog, but it's like, man, I just want to see someone with that work ethic, because I think he could be special.
I do. And me and you were talking about that while we were doing our live game. He just has the look of somebody that's like, I can just come out here and do whatever the fuck I want. I don't care.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, we don't know for a fact if that's what it is. But at the end of the day, I just feel like a dude like Malcolm Kuntz with that type of natural ability should just be getting more tick. You know what I mean? And we haven't seen it over the past couple years, but he's starting to get his little burn now.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, true. That's true.
Burn now. Okay, but I want to touch on Jimmy Garoppolo real quick, because Spicy said something about Jimmy Garoppolo earlier about him not completing deep passes, right? But when we're seeing him in these 2-minute drills, all right, we're seeing him operate. You know what I'm saying? Like today, he went 6 for 6, right? And just completions all over the field. So I'm thinking already from this year, a big change we're going to see with Jimmy is that, remember last year going into halves, we would just take a knee or whatever and just take it into the halves. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think this year they're going to say, all right.
That better not happen, man. That made me so mad. I know this is not the point of the conversation, but that made me so mad all the time.
I don't know why
they would just give, oh my God, that would like infuriate me. Like, well, you're like really not trying right now?
Maybe it's a trust.
Yeah, and you have a lead. And you have a lead.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. Maybe
then you're gonna go ahead and lose that lead like against the Chiefs and lose by like what 2 points or something. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, so I'm saying a lot of this shit. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm glad you said that because I'm saying these coaches, man, they made a lot of fucking mistakes, man. I'm not letting these guys off the hook. That's the year not either.
And that's one
shit
of the
like that. Like why?
Why?
I hope he's gotten better from that shit. Yeah, I hope he got better from that shit because he made a lot of cocky mistakes last year that pissed me off. And hopefully he's fucking learning from that shit, man.
Yeah. Now say what you want. Maybe he just didn't trust the offensive personnel we had, and it was like, all right, well, let's just take it into the half. I'm hoping that this year, the way we see Jimmy operate, it's like, all right, bro, let's go get some points before the half. But at the end of the day, do y'all think that Jimmy's deep ball is a concern going into the season?
Yes.
What you think?
Yes.
I already know what you're going to say.
I think yes, too. And it seems like an unpopular opinion, but I agree with you. But go ahead.
No, but the facts are the facts. That's what I'm saying. That's one thing about whatever team, man. We have to be honest. And we all know that he is pretty good within 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 yards in a certain area. But my thing is, if I'm going to play you, guess what I'm doing? I'm smothering that area and saying, throw it to Devontae over my head. I don't believe you can do it. So he's going to have chance. Like I said, he's going to have opportunities to be like, yeah, y'all keep doing that bullshit. Finna hit Devontae for another 50-yarder. Or it's going to be some wild, thrown-ass, weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to have opportunities to change the narrative completely. Him and McDaniels. They have the opportunity. You feel me? They really do. This season, I don't want to hear nothing about next season. This is the season to do it. You have everything is in place. We got guys who are rising up, but we don't really know who we have until we start really getting to the games. Because going against each other, you can be the best of what you have, but if what you have isn't really all that good, once you play against real people, you're gonna find out. But I like the competition. I like everything going on, but I just don't. I don't love a lot of these. I can't even. I don't know. I can't even fucking finish.
I think, as far as that goes, I feel that, he may not usually be able to do the long ball as successfully as a lot of people think. But I think one thing about McDaniels is, I think, just like the guy said, just like Tony said in the chat, the double moves are going to be open because, just like Maine said, you're going to. A lot of these teams aren't going to respect Jimmy's deep ball, so they're going to jump routes.
That's true.
So and like if you think about what what Denver tried to do last year, they were trying to jump a lot of stuff and then mess around, got hit with that post corner. They got hit with that post corner double move, and Devontae, Devontae just walked in the end zone. So I think stuff like that is going to open it up for later in the game. It's a chess match. We'll bait them in. Like, come on. Yeah, Jimmy can't throw deep, and then bam. Now to that point though, Jimmy has to hit them when he gets them one-on-one deep shots. Now that's the problem. Now if he can't hit them one-on-one shots, then that's an issue. But I think any NFL quarterback should be able to.
And I do not want to hear that. I don't want to hear that, Aiden.
I don't either. But it's gonna happen.
You feel me? As good as he's going to look, and if he looks good on Saturday, he's not ready this year. I do not want to see him out there this year. Give him this year to learn. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, he's gonna play. He's gonna play. He's gonna play, but he just cannot start. That's what I told Raider Nation. I said he starts day one, we're fucking toast. He has to come in.
I don't want to see him
after an injury
and earn it.
Someone was like, hey, maybe he'll come in and mop up duty. I'm like, who the fuck do you think we are? Like, what do you think we finna be beating the brakes out of motherfuckers and putting in people to just come out there and play? The NFL ain't work like that. It's not the NBA. That shit don't work. They don't give a fuck you about 40. Tom Brady ain't coming out. So
What's your thoughts, I don't know what's your thoughts on Jimmy's deep ball?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it is a concern of mine. I think that weapon needs to be there. I don't want Devontae Adams to be wasted in that aspect. I think we need a quarterback that can. I think Jimmy G talked about this a little bit too. He's having to adjust to the talent that Devontae is.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I don't want Devontae to be wasted. So, but if at least Jimmy G has that mindset and he recognizes it and he's working on it, so that at least gives me some confidence that he goes, okay, I got to develop this weapon because I have this amazing talent here. I have this weapon, so let me get better and stronger so I can utilize him a little bit better.
Yep.
But at this point, like, I'm just ready to see him already. Like, in real game, I'm ready to see him. Like, I saw him in training. I went to training camp. I saw him, he performed fine. But like, I just like the anticipation is building. The wait is like, I'm just waiting for the wait to be over.
We just need
like,
to see it.
I need to see it already. Yeah.
I just want people to expect what they've already seen. Understand he's been in the league 9 years. And understand that the Niners have some weapons that can go down the field, but they chose not to do it because when he went down the field, there was a lot of mistakes down there. It's a reason. That's what I'm saying. It's a reason Shanahan did the things he did and called the plays the way he did. Right. So it's not going to be his first season. Like, let's see if he can do it. Like, bro, he played in big games, playoffs, all that, and they gave him the deep balls. They gave him everything he wanted. They stopped. The only thing they cared about was the run and intermediate play. And they was jumping routes, fucking picking shit or knocking it on the ground. Like, he's had a lot of very bad moments. And I'm saying we should expect more of that type of shit and then see if he outdoes that. Because if you're trying to come in there with these crazy hopes, like he's going to fucking super produce stuff. Like, I mean, I've seen him be good, like I said, but it's all situational, beautifully telegraphed. Like, I don't see him like, oh, one read, two read, like he's not doing a lot of things like that,
Yeah, he's more of a pre-snap.
I'm hoping the best.
And I will say
I'm hoping
this,
the best, but I'm just gonna be realistic,
But really quickly, Mike Shanahan did say he was the best quarterback the 49ers have had since Steve Young.
I mean, who have they had since Steve Young? Kaepernick?
But I mean,
people like him. People think he's a good quarterback. I can go on all day why I think he's not. But
can we be honest and say how good is Kyle Shanahan as a head coach? Really though, we're gonna have to start really questioning.
Coordinator or head coach?
Head coach. As a coordinator, he's good. As a coordinator, he's hella good. But as a head coach, I don't think he's a great head coach.
I don't think so. I think the defense loves him. I think the entire team loves him. They'll run through a wall for him. That's what tells me that. I mean, he can put in any quarterback and he'll have 100% support of every star player.
Not Trey Lance.
They trust him and they trust what he does.
Not Trey Lance.
Not no more. But before.
I think he done ruined Trey Lance's career. I think he didn't.
Trey Lance ruined his own career.
He ruined his own career. I'm gonna tell you why. Bro. Because you don't. First of all, we're trying to say that a coach has to develop their quarterback. Yes or no? I mean, a coach has to develop their quarterback regardless of wherever he picked him. I don't think he's developed Trey Lance as good as he thought he was going to be able to do.
He was hurt.
Part of it. And then he got hurt second year. You feel what I'm saying? Then he got hurt the second year. And now we're seeing him come this third year, like Sam Darnold as your QB2. But I mean, we're not a 49ers page. Either way, the 49ers are going to be
that's the confidence of the Niners, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, I respect good organizations. As long as this is not, we ain't talking about, even though I hate the Chiefs, you got to respect what they do. But I'm just saying, like, these guys, I see what they do and they say, hey, we can win with any quarterback, and you get support of all your defensive stars, bro. They don't want to have to put up with that bullshit. Like, he gets support no matter what he does. And for him to be able to take Jimmy off the field with the injury and put Purdy in there, and they have the exact same red zone numbers. He had I think they had the same touchdowns. Everything was on. That's what I'm saying. Like, the system is a proven system. And I think, like I said, the team support, you feel me? The defense, the team loves him as a collective. That's how I judge you as a overall head coach. We all know he's a good coordinator.
But also keep in mind that it took Shanahan a couple years to get going. Yeah, because I know how you feel about these coaching staffs, and you don't want to give nobody no time. You was ready to get rid of McDaniels probably after game 4, probably.
Yeah, we got to give him
but you got to think at first, look at Shanahan's first 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna ask y'all. I mean,
Shanahan's first 2 years were worse than McDaniels.
Yeah, what's fair? What's fair for McDaniels? Because I think 2 to 3 years is fair. Because
3 years,
3 years,
3 years it needs to be on. But I mean, I want to see something this year. But
exactly.
But to me, it all depends. To me, it depends on it's all situational. If they finna say, hey, rundown, I need you to go ahead and take over the Houston Texans. You got 3 years. They trash.
Hold on.
If I say, hey, you finna go take over the Raiders, they just went to the playoffs. I'm not. Your 3 years is shaky. Yeah, I'm just saying. You feel me? They got all these stars there.
Okay, so let's look at the big picture, right? We could throw out this year, that year, whatever, 3 years. Where do y'all expect the Raiders to be in 3 years, though? Well, I guess this is McDaniel's second year. So really after next year, if you look at the talent in the AFC West. So if you say, okay, are the Raiders going to be better than the Chiefs the year after next? Right. So but is switching the head coach gonna change that?
That's what I'm.
You know what I mean? No, you got. I feel like and the Chargers are only getting stronger. So I don't think it's easy just to put a timestamp and be like, oh, McDaniels has to be better after 3 years, and not look at what the other teams are because keep changing those coaches. They got to figure a lot out.
Understand? Yeah. No, I understand you need change. Sometimes you need change, but you still have to change to the right change, the right person, the right.
Can I say this?
Like they haven't proved that they're the right ones yet. We're gonna see. You feel me? Like this ain't their first year. This is their second.
We got to give them credit
for what?
Far.
For what? We ain't played one game. Why didn't they credit?
I'm just saying this, right? I'm saying this. Even though we made the playoffs 2 years ago,
come on, man. We're not gonna shit on that. Listen. We're not gonna shit on that.
Wait, are we still talking about McDaniels?
No. Listen. Yeah. The team that made the playoffs 2 years ago did not have the mindset that this team today has right now, and I guarantee that they
in
did
training
not.
camp.
And
in training camp.
It don't matter.
Because we've seen it. It's more attention on it, bro.
We've seen time and time again.
But it's more attention. It's more attention on
the mindset is from other teams. We had players in other teams last year that was talking about, oh, hey, don't intercept the quarterback because if you intercept the quarterback, this man's confidence is going to go down.
Run down. You believe that? You believe that bullshit? Do you believe that bullshit though? Do you believe that bullshit? I don't believe that for a minute.
About Derek?
So then I'm saying, look, I'm saying, don't intercept Derek.
Real, bro.
Hold on, listen.
Let's be real, bro.
Hold on, don't intercept Derek. Look, so this is what they telling me.
Let's be real.
So don't intercept Derek, but intercept Jimmy. That don't make no sense, bro. That don't make any sense. That don't make any sense at all.
Jimmy's new blood.
It kind of makes sense because Derek Carr was soft.
You feel me? Jimmy's new. Jimmy don't
I don't know if that's true, but it does make sense.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Jimmy don't give a damn, bro.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
Nobody want to hurt DC's feelings.
You feel me?
Why? Because Jimmy talks shit. What makes Jimmy a dog or anything? Because he cusses?
He's not fragile.
Like, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking about?
Jimmy's not fragile. The mentality of this team.
You just told me Jimmy's not fragile,
bro.
Did you just tell me Jimmy's not fragile?
Not mentally.
Anyway,
Jimmy will never cry.
I think we're talking about a mental thing. Yeah.
Jimmy will never cry.
Let me go back to where I was going. Let me go back to where I was going though. Look, last season in training camp, since you want to talk about this training camp, last season in training camp, it was a championship atmosphere in training camp. They was walking around that motherfucker expecting to compete for the AFC West and win that bitch. Devontae was walking around. Chandler Jones walking around, chest up, head high. They felt like they was finna get out there and dominate, bruh. Trust me, that offseason, that's what I'm saying. Coming into this season, they're hoping. But after what happened last season with that offseason, believe me, it's nowhere near. I mean, maybe these young guys because they're fighting because they don't know no better. But the veterans, trust me, they're nowhere near as hype as they was last year because they already seen kind of what happened. But all I'm saying is, I can't give you credit yet. He hasn't fucking done anything yet, but went 6-11. You feel what I'm saying? But the moment he does something good, he gets the credit. But I'm not gonna give you credit for moving. Hold on, let's say for moving off Darren Waller. You got a rookie. We can see what he's going to be. You moved off Derek Carr. You got Jimmy. We already know what he is. Like, I can't give you credit for that. Now, if all this mayhem somehow works out, it got to
come together.
Right? Exactly. But if all this mayhem, that's what I'm saying. If all this mayhem works out, we're going to be like, damn, this motherfucker, hey, I didn't agree with none of this shit, but this shit fucking worked out, and he's fucking maybe a mad scientist. But if not, we're going to be like, fuck, this nigga, the Sportsmane was telling the truth. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because the only thing I can speak on is what you've done. I'm not going to hate on what you're going to do in the future. Like, when I speak on Jimmy, it's about what he's done and who he's been. I'm not saying who he can't be in the future, but, you know, I'm hopeful. But I'm not going to be like, we're going to do these things different, because I've seen them play. And I've seen how teams play them. You feel what I'm saying? It's a whole film. It's a whole template on how to play against Jimmy Garoppolo. You feel me? Like, they don't have to do anything new.
The only reason I say we got to give him credit is because when you do content like we do, like all of us do, we pretty much got to do all of our journalistic research and all the other shit. And I'm sure all of us has heard already, right? The difference in this Raiders mentality than we've heard. Now, yes, it has to come together. It has to come together, and I will give you that. It has to produce on the field.
I hope it do.
But the mentality,
like what I seen too.
Right? The mentality of this Raiders team, I haven't heard in a minute.
Already different.
You feel me? I ain't heard shit like this in a minute.
We talking about defense because first of all, quarterbacks don't talk like Max. So we're talking about defense. You know what I'm saying? Now the defense has an attitude. They move, like I said, the way they moved around the other day, I was impressed with that. Like, okay, they was moving around expecting to fucking make the hit, expecting to get their hands on the ball. You feel me? They wasn't moving around like, I hope I can do something.
Yeah,
they had a different kind of, and that's what I was liking and I was excited about. You feel me? But as far as the offense, bro, that was 12 last year. They only got to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they should be where they were last year. If this shit is supposed to work out, they should be around where they are.
Can I just ask for clarification? I'm still a little confused on what we're giving him credit for.
I'm saying he's just changing
I'm ready to
the
give
mentality.
It to him.
He's changing the mentality of this team.
In preseason. But that's
I'm with you.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
He's changing the mentality of the team. You know what I'm saying? That's at least one, bro.
So,
we gotta go game one. We gotta go game one first.
Just to gain clarity, how do you think he's changed the mentality of the team?
I think he's brought in a couple of people. I think he's brought in players that has helped with the players we already have. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like Max is a cornerstone. Colton, you want to say Colton Miller don't really talk a lot, but at the end of the day, he's a cornerstone.
Softy. He just does his job. Yeah,
he's a cornerstone. But at the end of the day, when you talk about bringing in guys like Epps, Spillane, and everything we've heard so far is they came in with a whole mentality of we're going to be dog. Marcus Peters, we're going to be dogs, but at the same time, we're going to help the younger kids up in here be dogs as well.
Yeah,
I think that's a good thing. And then also I've heard, we saw a little tidbit of it yesterday, but at the end of the day, right, the standard is the standard. Like now there's a standard set. You feel what I'm saying?
And I think to add to that too, not only bringing it in but getting rid of some of the weak mentality, right? To me, Derek Carr was a very weak mentality.
Why you bring it up?
I actually think even Waller was a weak mentality because he didn't want to play.
And that's my guy's boy too. I didn't really like Waller like that either. I mean, me personally, I love.
But he led the team in receptions and yards 2 years in a row before he got hurt.
Yeah, but we need him on the field. We need him on the field.
But we more loyal than that, man. Come on now, we more loyal than that.
I love it. And if he would have stayed, I wouldn't have been mad. If he would have stayed, I wouldn't have been mad. But I'm just saying that's because they leave them when we got to bury him, bro. I'm just saying that's what I don't subscribe to, man. Am I mad that he's gone and they had so far as we're looking, there's a plan in place to say we're going to get younger and more physical. That was the plan. You
all the to be seen. He's not old.
No,
he wasn't old. But he's top 5 in the league. You know what I'm saying? He has to be right about.
Mayer is younger and more physical. That's just
Mayer's not even getting on the field. Look, Mayer's not even getting on the field. He's getting put on his ass right now. We're hoping he's going to be something. We gave him the top 5 tight end. He has to be right.
By Max, I mean anybody's going to in the league is getting.
I'm just saying, but when you give up top tier players, you have to be right. Is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I can't give him credit because he has to. Let's see what we look like game 1 against Denver. We come out and Denver's defense is the shit. Even in preseason, the offense is shaky. But that defense is coming out hitting motherfuckers in the mouth. They're finna give Jimmy everything he wants. Now, if we can somehow pull that win out there and we look solid in there, we look solid in that win. Now you can be like, hey man, we got to give them credit. Like, hell yeah, let's give them credit. They look good against Denver. I'm not gonna give them credit. I can't give them that because I got to see if this experiment worked first. But I do like what I see, and like I said, the attitude they're bringing on defense has nothing to do with offense. Like I said, offense, you're 12. I can't complain about you on offense. But on the defense, they the ones who needed the attitude. When you're fucking last on third, you can't get a pick. You can't get a fumble. You're last in sacks. They needed the attitude adjustment, and I look like I see that right now. Let's see if that carry over. You already know it starts with the dog 98, but let's see if it stays infectious. And that's what I like about Marcus Peters, because when these young cats go out there and make a mistake during the game, he gonna be like, he pulling them to the side, bro. He gonna be like, hey, come here, Webb, come here.
So I will ask y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all this.
That's what I like about it.
I'm gonna ask y'all this then. So, do you not think, as a team, that even with all the signings and the getting rid of that, we got better in certain aspects of the team? Do y'all not think that?
Maybe all we need to get better was on defense. The offense was good already, bro. One thing we have to do is be a little bit better on the offensive line, which it looked like we got more depth. But as far as like scoring and being explosive, no, I don't know. We're not going to be getting much better than what we were last year. Our focus need to be on this goddamn 26th and 27th work on this defense, and that's where I like, that's what I'm giving the credit to. If anything happens, that's where our money's gonna be on defense, bro. Because that explosion, all them big bombs, and Devontae leading the NFL in bombs over 20 yards and all those things, that aspect is gone. That's all 7 points. So I expect more, like I told y'all early in the season, off season. I expect more from the defense because a lot of injuries held us back, and Graham took responsibility. That's a better understanding. You bring in Marcus Peters. I mean, it has to get better than 26. You know what I mean? I think they can go from 26. If they can go from 26 to 20, and the offense can go from 12 to, I don't think it's getting better than that. But if you can just go 12 to 15 range, and to get that defense to the 20 range, you can find the odds. There's no telling what the fuck can go happen. You know what I mean?
What about you, Spicy? You think we got better in areas, or you think it's just we'll see?
It's hard to say. I mean, listen. I don't think they got worse. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think they got worse.
I don't think they got worse. I think the quarterback was a lateral movement. We have to wait to see what this new tight end does. But I was actually happy with the Waller trade. I think they need to sign Josh.
Yeah.
They have a lot of the right pieces. It's just going to be about execution. But at the end of the day, they're still not better than the Chiefs, and I don't even think they're better than the Chargers. So it's like, all right, where do we go from here? Are they going to be better than a 6-win team? I hope so. But even then, you've got to be way better than that. I mean, even to make a push, they got to double those wins. They've got to be at like 12, 10 minimum. And have they improved that much? I don't know.
Well, can I ask y'all we know what makes the Chiefs, you feel what I'm saying, is really 15. But at the end of the day, me personally, I don't think we're that much worse than the Chargers, to be honest. I mean, the Chargers have a better quarterback than we do. But other than that, I mean, I'm looking like –
yeah, our coaches are on the same level. I can't. Both coaches do a lot of questionable bullshit.
The same. The offense is damn near the same. I would say we have a more well-rounded offense. I mean, you have to think about this. Bro.
They go down the field.
Just look at the receiving core. The receiving core is better than what it was last year, guaranteed.
Bro,
I will say I like the move at quarterback. I like that. If we're comparing, say, the offense to the Chargers, right. I do like Garoppolo better than Herbert. However, I did like Herbert better than Carr.
What?
Oh,
y'all don't want to get me started on Herbert, because I like Herbert. I personally would take Trevor Lawrence over Herbert. But hey, that's just me.
All I know is every time the Raiders played the Chargers, it was a motherfucking shootout, and it's I think them guys went. And them guys went 3-3. I believe they went 3-3 against each other, or 4-4, whatever the fuck it was. All I know is beautiful, high scoring, beautiful games, man. And they ain't no pushovers, man.
Say what you want about Herbert. Herbert ain't one shit to me. You feel what I'm saying? It's just a nice arm. That ain't one shit. I mean, Herbert got a nice arm that ain't. I mean,
he's a Charger. He's a Charger and a Clipper. He's a Charger Clipper, but I still give respect from the talent.
Yeah,
but when I watch him on the field. Hey, if we had Herbert with the weapons we have, we'd be amazing. Because everything down the field is open. You have the whole offense is open, and that's what the Chargers have. That's what I'm saying. Like we can't downplay, underestimate what we're going against. Even Russell Wilson, he's fucking not what he used to be. It seems like, but he still has the threat of still fucking shaking somebody and throwing that bitch 60 yards. Who's gonna have
the better overall roster is gonna be the question. Now, most of these teams got better quarterbacks than we do. But we would have a chance during the season, right? Russell Wilson is trash, but we would have a. Oh hell no, no he's not. No,
Are you serious?
That's damn near the same thing to me. If you gonna say
because
that,
of 1 year, because he had one bad year. He had one. Let's put this real. He had one bad year.
Well, are we talking like this year or Russell Wilson of the past? Like,
yeah, if we're talking about the past, of course. But if we're talking about this year, he's not better than last year.
Before last season, bro. Before last season, y'all ain't have nothing negative to say about Russell Wilson. The
fuck you're really good as your last season.
Yeah, we do now because last year he stunk it the hell up.
Apparently not. The Jets wanted Aaron Rodgers bad as fuck. His season wasn't good. Apparently not. Tom Brady had a fucked up season. The whole Raider Nation was screaming for him. So what the fuck?
Aaron Rodgers' season in Green Bay was way better than Russell Wilson's season in Denver last year.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
because Russell Wilson was terrible. But hey, I told you that had a lot to do with their goddamn coach there. And Sean Payton came out and echoed what I said, saying that was the worst coaching job in fucking history.
I don't
and
really
I agreed
think
with it.
I think
he didn't
some of it
deserve
was Russ too. Some of it was Russ.
He didn't
too.
deserve it. Yeah,
Russ
he did because
wasn't good
they did a
last
lot of Hollywood shit. A lot of Hollywood shit that wasn't regulated by coaches. You feel me? You still need coaches to regulate culture. They was over there fucking all on Instagram playing around and shit. And you know what I mean? And it's not expecting to win and shit. They came expecting to win like they was the shit because they got Russ. But Russ, you have a trash ass coach who's terrible and situational. Remember that first game against Seahawks? That was an example. Fucking horrible, man. He cost him that game. The coaching cost him that game. Like shit like that murders you. Coaching matters so much in this league, y'all. And quarterback play matters so much in this league, bro. And if you're down 4 points in the fourth quarter, I don't have a whole lot of confidence that Jimmy's gonna take us 20 yards because he's not known for doing them things from the 20 and get a 7 because he's not known for doing that. And that's what worries me. You feel me? Like we can say we can say we won about Carr, but he was the best since 2014 in doing that. Like when we got the ball last, I felt confident except for last year. Last year was the first time I was like, damn, this shit looks bad. But normally we got the ball last, we won. And
now I'll tell you what,
I don't feel like that with Jimmy. You feel me? He got a lot to show.
I know some of y'all are going to say the same thing I'm going to say. Now I think this Raiders offense has a chance to be okay, but with Josh Jacobs, they're definitely going to be better. You feel what I'm saying? Like with Josh Jacobs, they're going to have the chance to. I feel like get back to what did you say? They were 12th last year. They'll have a chance to get back to 12. Now
look how they scored though.
Yeah, but this is my thing, right? When do we think Josh is coming back? I mean, we all saw Zamir White last week, and just me personally, I didn't see nothing from Zamir that made me be like, okay, Josh could take a little bit time to come back. Like, no, like Josh needs to come back, bro. Josh needs to come back. And I was cool on Zamir, you know, like we'll see. But seeing him last week just made me understand, like, yeah, bro, he's just it's not the guy. So when do you expect
huge holes for him too?
Yeah, when do you expect us to get Josh back if he does come back, right? And then when he does come back, what do you expect to see from this offense going forward?
When do we see Josh coming back? I think he'll be back before the first game. I mean, he kind of, unfortunately, I understand like why he's holding out and I respect it, but he kind of has no choice but to come back. So I just think he's just going to wait it out until like the very last minute. And then I just hope he's training right now, wherever he is, wherever he went off to. I hope he's training. I hope he's working hard. Yeah. I hope he's studying. I hope he's watching film. I hope he comes back ready because I think he will come back, but I think it's going to be like last minute.
I do as well. I mean, what do y'all think?
Yeah, I think he'll eventually sign it. I've been the main one screaming that if he's not happy, we're going to get a shell of JJ.
You might as well trade him if that's the case.
Right. No, and honestly, with me being team first, I'm almost at that point. I mean, I love JJ, but if I really want to protect the shield, then I'd have to say that's probably the best thing to do, because if not, you can already see kind of what Saquon is doing, but I think Saquon, maybe people in his team are talking a little bit too much, but Saquon, has really no intent of really playing this year, at least until he's all the way healthy. I really think these guys are going to sign the tag. They're going to make sure they get them checks every week. But hey, if I got a back strain or something, I'm not going out there because I'm not 100%, and I'm not going to mess up my free agency in a year. So, JJ could literally kind of do what a lot of people thought Waller did, have these hamstring injuries and sit out for most of the season and collect a check, and then be a 26-year-old free agent, and he can pick whatever team he wants to. And then people are like, well, he's not going to get the same amount of money. He's not going to care. He'll take a pay cut to go to the Chiefs. He'll take a pay cut to go to the Eagles. He'll do that. So people keep acting like, oh, well, we can just franchise tag him again. No, you're not going to do that twice and give him $12 million the next year, because he has more leverage than people say or than people think. So he'll sign it, but we better make sure he's happy with it, because if not, it's going to be a waste of a year.
Right. What you think, Sportsmane?
And I'm 100%. I'm 100% with you, except for I think he's gonna each touch he get, he's gonna be that fucking dog. But when he comes out, last season, give him the ball, he run that bitch for 16. He pick up, you feel me? Got that look on his face. He come back to the huddle like, give it to me again. This season, I think he gonna run that 16.
Yeah, come out. Yeah,
tap on the hat. You feel me? He ain't gonna. He I mean, because they already. It's business. You feel me? Because they didn't pay him for what he earned. You feel me? Like no matter how people feel about it, they didn't do their part of the bargain. So now it's strictly business thing now. So, but I think he's gonna return. Like I've been saying from day one, I think he's returning game 2. Who they playing against? Buffalo. I think he plays against Buffalo. So I think, like I said, he's dominated Denver since he's been in the NFL, and I think he wants to see them play. You know what I mean? See, okay, y'all, we got a 6-game winning streak. Let's see how y'all look without me. Because I have a lot to do with that. And I think that strengthens his shit. It's already gonna be signed. Yeah, it's gonna be. You know what I mean? It's gonna be ready to sign. You feel me? But he's gonna sit there and check him out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can be like at least one game. Even if he does come back that one game, he hasn't got hit. You feel me? Like he's in great shape. I've seen him pulling shit, but he's not in football shape. So even if he comes back game 1 and misses the complete camp, like we all know he's gonna do, because that's the smart thing to do as a businessman. Yeah. He's not gonna be Josh Jacobs game 1. He's gonna have a couple things, but hopefully he don't get nothing nagging, pull nothing. But we're not gonna get that super duper explosion guy we want game 1 because he ain't been there all fucking off season.
He might go ahead and sign the day before the game.
Yeah.
So he mess around and get that check.
Now I will say, out of the money situation, like this is the best place for him to get as much money as he can this year. I mean, when you think about it, right? Because what did Dalvin Cook and Ezekiel Elliott just sign for? Like pennies.
Both older though.
Both older and
Dalvin Cook had a good season last year.
But you know what though? But you know what happened to Dalvin Cook? You know what happened to him though? Him and Zeke. You know what happened to both of them? They got cut. This brother's led this. He just led the NFL in rushing and scrimmage yards.
But where else is he gonna go at this point?
I'm just saying, but
let's give him more.
But let's not act like he's just a regular guy, like he said.
And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying like. You got to think I'm not even looking at it like that. I'm just saying the running back market right now. You feel what I'm saying? He's not going to get what he thinks he's going to get. If
I'm going to tell you like this. If he's a free agent right now at the fresh tender age of 25 that he just hit like a couple months ago, right? It's going to be a bidding war. He's going to get his money. You think a team is going to give him over $13-12 million? You really think so? I think he'll take the 12. It's about the I think it's about the guarantee.
He'll get a multiple year deal. He'll get a multiple year deal with somebody.
Give him 3 years. $35 million guaranteed. I bet you he signed that bitch.
He'll take that all day.
He's not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like he asking for the house. Like you feel me? Like I'm not gonna be turning against these guys because I don't think all the business that they doing is good. You feel me? Like I'm watching and I'm just observing this shit. You know what I'm saying? From afar, from a third party, and I don't agree with every move that's being made and all the business moves. They should have just picked up his fucking option for $8 million and he wouldn't even be in his goddamn.
Yeah, that's one.
Save the money.
They should have saved the money. They should,
they should have just watched tape. They should have seen who the fuck team that they had they was finna come to when they got the job. They, when I seen him in the preseason, I said they must not know who the fuck Josh Jacobs is because he's been a difference maker from us.
Yeah, I'll never understand that move. But I will say,
hate it though. I hate it.
I don't think wherever he goes, he's gonna get that type of money that everybody thinks he's gonna get. And yes, he did lead the league in rushing, and of course, us Raider fans and me personally, I love the man. But because this is it, right? Even if he goes to a team like what did y'all say, like the Eagles or something, the Eagles ain't finna break him off like that. The Bills ain't finna break him off like that because they already got dudes they're paying that they have to still pay.
I mean, who the Bills paying? They paying Von Miller, the quarterback, and Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. There's more. They just got
Von Miller, but those are the dogs.
They have just paid Isaiah. What's his name? Ed Oliver. They just paid Ed Oliver. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a beast. Okay. No, you're right. No,
you
you're
feel
right.
Me? They got more dudes than we do.
I mean, but he's not asking for 16. You feel me? He's not asking for 16. You feel me? I'm telling you, all he asking for is 3 years. You feel me? Like they couldn't, and if yes, I'm saying like they should just give it to the young man. He's homegrown. Like you can't do this to Josh Jacobs and then tell the kids, hey, I love you, 5th round pick. You're homegrown. Like you know what I mean? Like it's hard to.
Can I ask y'all this though? Because we always prioritize the shield, but everything like my man say, we got to protect the shield, right? But
this is me protecting the shield.
So look. Let's look business sense, right? Let's look business sense. Look at our roster. You feel what I'm saying? This roster. Do you think this roster is complete at all? No, this roster is definitely
offensive defense. Offensive defense.
Anything more.
Neither one.
Neither one. Neither one is complete. And if you give him that type of money, which cool, like we'll be happy. But then that takes away from the amount of money you can spend on other positions. It's going to.
That
It's
only
gonna
makes
be minimum
sense.
wage.
That only makes
minimum
sense.
wage though.
It's going. That's
It's
not minimum wage. If you're
No,
That,
giving
that
him a
only makes
multi-year
sense if
deal,
Brandon
gonna get
Bolden
real
is not on
players.
the team. Since
No, he
Brandon
needs to be.
Bolden is on the
Thank
team,
you. That's what I'm saying. Like if they're gonna do this and go get
So
blue chips,
far,
this the
so
if they,
far.
bruh, all I'm saying they had a free agency, they didn't get any blue chips. I'm saying when you have opportunities, it's in the NFL. Look at the Chiefs, they have blue chips, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Ooh.
this is what you mean? Travis Kelce, fucking, of course, Patrick Mahomes, nigga, the fucking what's
Chris
my man, Chris Jones.
He might
They got
not
Frank
even
Clark.
be there.
Look,
He might
no,
even
they
be there.
got
So who's that?
he come. You know they bringing him back, right? He holding out like he supposed to.
I
Frank
hope
Clark,
he don't go back.
Frank Clark, and on top
Frank
of that, they
Clark
have
is
great
gone.
coaching. Well, they have he went to Denver, didn't he?
Oh,
I
yeah,
think he went to
did.
Denver.
Shit, he did.
He
Yeah,
went to
but
Denver.
that's
Fucked
only
up.
3 dudes. You feel what I'm saying? Like
That's
I be
those are
saying this about the
superstars.
Chiefs. I be saying this about the
Those are
Chiefs, right?
superstars.
Yes. Their coaching really puts them over the top because if you really look at their roster, bro,
It matters,
first of all,
bro.
their defense is shit. If it's not for Chris Jones, bro, their defense is shit. Let's just
But they
be
get
real.
turnovers.
They
That's what I'm
do,
saying. But
and that's their coaching matters.
they
Though.
get
Their coaching
interceptions.
matters.
Yeah, they get interceptions. Like they can be 25th overall, but they'll be top 15 in interceptions and turnovers all around. Like what kills us is we can't be 30th in turnovers, 28th in interceptions, and 31st in fumbles, and think we're gonna do it in 31st on third down. Look, 31st on third down, and 30th against quarterback rating. Like we can't expect to win like that. You feel me? Like our whole attention needs to be on this defense, bro. On blue chips. When you have blue chip money,
Now,
you move on from there. You move on from stars. Put stars on the other side, my bro.
Jason makes a good point though. This past draft can close the gap being completed. Now,
it could.
I think
Maybe.
if this draft is what they think it's going to be,
this
we're
is a
closer.
good start.
We'll
This is a good
we're
start.
closer.
It is. It was a good draft. It's been a long time since there's been a good draft. It was a good draft.
At least no
guys, I
gotta
get out of here though. So
okay, yeah.
I'm gonna bounce off. Thanks for having me, yo.
Have a good one.
All right,
now. Bye.
But yeah, I don't think it was no picks that made us like scratch our fucking head. Maybe a couple, but picks that made us like, what the hell are we doing? Oh, Tyree, you didn't like that?
Yeah, the main pick did.
You feel me? I watched him before the draft,
Trey
so
Tucker did.
I kind of knew.
Trey Tucker did.
But we can't say that depending on what we're seeing right now. You feel what I'm saying?
I like what I see. I like what I see. I like what I see on the field better than the pick that I thought I saw. You feel me? When I seen the pick, I was like, why? But when I see him on the field, I mean, I like him on the field, but it's like when you have Renfro, you have I mean, how many slots we gonna need? Like, man, come on, man. Like, I don't know, man.
I think he was more of the speed element that we ain't had in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I think this Raiders offense has been lacking a speed element for years.
Since Ruggs got locked up, we had it.
For real, we ain't had
when we had Ruggs.
element.
Yeah, since we had Ruggs, it was fucking bombs away. We was fucking killing the NFL. This dumbass got locked up, and
now we got that again. You feel what I'm saying? Now I feel like you'll be able to interchange him and Hunter on certain points where you're like, all right, bro, we need some speed in here. You know what I mean? Like, get your boy in here. Let's see what he can do. Boom.
Hey, one thing I want to clarify real quick, because I am so sick of this fucking talking point. People telling me that Jimmy Garoppolo and Derek Carr is a fucking lateral move. That is the biggest lie ever told. If you want to say Derek Carr and Kirk Cousins is the lateral move, I would take that. You feel me? Because they both can do everything. Like, Jimmy is so fucking limited. I'm hoping the best for him. I think that's the most disrespectful thing to do.
What's the difference between Jimmy and Kirk, though?
Everything.
How?
We can start with Pro Bowl selections. Well, we can start with Pro Bowl selections, meaning what you mean to your team. We can start. No, I'm serious. We can look at touchdowns.
Durability, man.
Durability. It shows what you mean to your team, though, when you make a Pro Bowl, no matter what people say. Because no matter how good your team is, it shows what you mean. And when Jimmy's been on those great teams, even still now, when Jimmy been on the great teams, and as much as the NFL loves quarterbacks, for him to never make one, it says something. In 10 years, it says something. You feel me? Because they give you all the credit. You feel me? So I'm just saying that's not a lateral move.
So Derek's Pro Bowl already. So Derek's Pro Bowl this past season was
No, I'm not saying that was earned.
Okay.
Hell no,
no, I'm not saying that was earned.
I'm just saying,
but the fact that he was available,
more than both of them.
I'm saying, but the fact he's been on better teams. I'm just saying, man, it matters what team you play for. I said every time people compare our old quarterback, I don't want to say his name because people get mad. But I say, okay, now let's compare to the team that you're comparing the guy to. I'm like, okay, look at the team though. Like, come on, it's teams matter, bro. And we already seeing that right now. I'm not gonna hate on the man. I'm happy for the man. I want to see him succeed. I want to see every Raider ever drafted.
My
succeed.
pushback to that is, though, I mean, since Jimmy's been there, when Jimmy don't play, historically they lose.
Before.
Except last year.
Well, yeah, I'm saying
only
except
year.
last year, but
Yeah.
I'm saying, but like if we're gonna look at it, we gotta look at it holistically. Like without Jimmy, you know, apparently he does mean something for that team because they
who was the
they
guys?
lose greatly without him.
Mullins. I'm saying it was Mullins. I'm saying that it's not like they had quality.
Mullins beat us.
Him.
Yeah, he
Mullins
beat
beat
us.
us.
Exactly.
They beat the
What
mess
I
out
said.
of us.
And our defense was like 30th. Our defense was 30th. That's what I'm saying. Of course, Dalton, anybody could have beat this.
Wait,
That's
hold
what I'm
on.
saying.
Wait, so Mullins beat Carr.
Yeah.
Carr don't play defense.
That is true.
Steve, I'm just saying
the Niners were shitty before Jimmy got there. Before Jimmy got there, the Niners were shitty. We have to acknowledge
that defense was good though. They was building. They was building over there. And when he got there, it was already set for him. Because remember when they got him, they thought he was going to be like Tom Brady. That's why they gave him that big contract. And the very next season, they was trying to get out of it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like they realized that he wasn't who they thought he was. Like people say Derek ain't been the same since the injury. Jimmy wasn't the same since his injury. That's what I'm saying. Like he's been in positions to make big throws, big plays. They don't trust him. They don't trust him for a reason. They practice. They see him every single day. You feel me? So I trust what they say. When they say we'd rather have Mr. Irrelevant, he looked better, or we rather go with Sam Darnold or any of these guys because they know, you feel me, what he's done on these journeys to the playoffs. What he's done on he handed the ball off all the way to the Super Bowl. I mean,
why
that was
can't it be why can't that same energy be with Carr then? Because our coaches got a chance to see Carr in practice and realize this ain't it for him. You know, they've had a chance to see the Bradys. They had they got the chance to see okay, this guy just isn't it, and I want to move on. So I mean, we got to keep the same energy for us too, though.
Okay, but you're gonna move on. You can move on to that guy. I'm just saying this guy's already been proven on bad teams. All I'm saying is if you go ahead and you bring some good pieces around this guy who just made the playoffs, you can't take it away. No, bruh. How can you say that? How can you say that when
there was only one upgrade that we could have got?
I can't buy that.
He's the one that developed, but the thing is, I mean,
don't buy that, man.
He's the one that developed him. He knows how Jimmy gonna react to the system. He knows how Jimmy learns.
They changed the system for him.
He knows how Jimmy
over there, bro.
He also knows how Jimmy takes criticism. He knows what Jimmy's made out of. So there's apparently something about him.
He never wanted Derek Carr, bro. He never. That's all. In the day, he wanted his own guy.
Argument. Port makes a good argument.
Yeah,
if we make that argument though,
I think they wanted it to work.
Yeah, if we make that argument, we could say same about Mahomes and Chiefs, who had an offense when Mahomes took over for Smith. He did. Yeah. Now this is the thing.
You proving my point. You proving my point. When Smith was in the Niners, his winning percentage was right there with Tom Brady's. And guess what? They couldn't wait to get rid of him for Colin Kaepernick. And then he went to the Chiefs. His winning percent was up there with Brady's again. And guess what? They couldn't wait to get rid of him for Patrick Mahomes. He was a limited quarterback. Alex Smith was limited. He can only do so much. Just like Jimmy Garoppolo, he can do some things. He can be efficient.
Mahomes, though, you feel me?
No, I'm not comparing to them guys. I'm just saying in both situations, Kaepernick too. He did the same thing to him. I'm saying Kaepernick took his job because they felt like we have a great deep. They win like
ceiling is higher. The ceiling's higher for them guys.
But bro, when you win like 13 games, and move on from your quarterback. That says a lot about your quarterback. When you go to the Super Bowl and then you give up 4 picks the very next draft for a quarterback, it says a lot about how you feel about your quarterback. I'm saying we can't deny these things. Now, if he comes to us and he's going to do something besides what he's always been, I'm trying to tell you, if he's going to be what he's always been, we're not going to win. But if he's going to come here and be better than he's ever been, we have a chance. I'm telling y'all right now, man.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Y'all can look and be crazy if y'all want to. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for him to get his first 4,000 yard season. I'm not saying 5,000. I said 4,000. Because he's only consistently really thrown for 3,000 or something like that.
Yeah, he's never done it, and he's thrown for over 17 touchdowns 2 times in 9 years.
I think this is the year he might be able to get over 4,000 if you're just looking at the weapons he has. You feel
for the first time ever.
And if he
just gave up
healthy,
a guy who did it for 4 years in a row with all kinds of nothing behind him.
But Jimmy's 4,000 might be different than Derek's 4,000. You feel what I'm saying?
Hopefully, if the defense is better, if the defense is stopping people, that's the only thing that's gonna make it better. You feel me? Like when you're scoring 26, 27 points a game and you're still losing these games, it doesn't matter what you're doing on offense. Your defense has to stop somebody sometime.
Now, what if Jimmy's better in the red zone than our last quarterback was? You feel what I'm saying?
That'll help. But,
because our red zone numbers for years have been atrocious.
It hasn't been. I agree with you 100%. But we also have to think about, damn, we're not going to be able to score with the big play. And the big play is really what got us on last year. So we're going to sacrifice one for the other in the logic that a lot of you guys are thinking of. You know, they're like, hey, we'll be better in the red zone. I'm like, okay, how are we going to be on 3rd and 10? You know what I mean? Like those things. So we're kind of sacrificing one for the other. And I still say, look at Shanahan's offense. Everybody named Mama was open in the red zone. Everyone. I see very, very small, very few tight window throws in the red zone. He had picks between the running backs and the tight ends. Not very many wide receiver touchdowns in the red zone. That tells you something. But you know,
they don't have the receivers
he was
though to
amazing.
do all that.
Bruh, Brandon Ayuk and them, bro, they're not asking them to run 60 yards. You can't catch a touchdown from 10 yards. I'm trying to tell you, they're more
They're not
comfortable.
like that, bro.
They
They're
know,
not
bro.
like
They know,
that.
bro. They know what's that, bro. They look like that with Purdy. All I'm saying is, and when Jimmy Garoppolo was under center, they was throwing the ball to the tight end and to the running back more than anybody. When
Purdy gonna
took
have
over,
to give me.
when
Purdy gonna have
Purdy
to do it
took over,
twice.
when Purdy took over, the receivers got more balls. I'm trying to tell you, Debo didn't run as much when Purdy took over. He was able to make catches, because
Purdy gonna have
they
to, number
trusted him.
one. Purdy gonna
I
have
don't
to do
think he
that
called
this
that.
year. You feel me?
I don't think
Purdy
he's
gonna
a
have
shit.
to
I
do
don't
that
think
this
he's a
year.
shit. I
No,
think
he's
it's a
not.
system.
But
Yeah, it's a
I
system.
mean, we
100%.
if we're talking about play callers, right? I would say Kyle Shanahan, Josh McDaniels.
Facts.
If we're talking about play calling, they're damn near the same. You feel me? Josh McDaniels can call a game like a motherfucker. He will be able to call
He
an
can call a
offensive
half.
game.
Josh McDaniels can call a
For
half.
so far, yeah, from what we've seen, yes, he'll call that.
He can call one of the best halves in the NFL consistently.
I think the
when you
scheme
talk about a whole
is
game, he
going to
hasn't done
fit
that.
Jimmy though. The scheme this year is going to fit Jimmy to the point where you feel what I'm saying. We're going to be able. They're going to play the Jimmy strength. That's just what I think they're going to do this year.
You should have
They're
did
gonna
that
play
last
the
year.
Jimmy
That's what I'm
strength.
saying. But why waste the season if you're not gonna? You know what I mean? Like that's what I did the TikTok video and I said I got mad about that. Why are you gonna do that? Like I mean, if you're gonna shove the system down there and not change anything for the previous one, why are you gonna do it now? If you're really trying to do everything you can to win, you feel me? You do everything you can to win. Like shit like that rubs me the wrong way. You feel me? Like I'm happy he's doing it because we're gonna need to take some of his shit for us to be successful. But I'm just saying, like you should always ask your quarterback, your leaders that. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. It just rubs me the wrong way, man. Like, man, what you doing?
I want to end on this since we already talking about quarterbacks, right? I want to end on this. Young Aiden O'Connell and Sportsmane, we ain't talked since, before the 49ers game. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't got a chance to really talk to you about Aiden O'Connell and shit. What did you feel about him, right? And I know some people are sitting there saying, start Aiden O'Connell, let him. I say no. Do not let this man start a game. I don't want this. I don't even want to see this man step on the field in the regular season. Not because he's not good, only because I want the luxury of having a guy behind where we can be like, all right, bro, next year he can take this, he can take it over. You feel what I'm saying? But what do you feel about him? Yeah, what do you feel about him?
I think that would be fucking if Aiden turns out to be the guy, right? That would be fucking huge for us because that changes our complete thinking on the first round pick next season. You feel me? We can get the best edge. We can get the best safety. We can get the best whatever the fuck we want if he turns out to be somebody that, you know, we didn't really expect him to be. Maybe thought, maybe, but not really. You know what I mean? That would be amazing. But is he ready? No. I've seen Matt Barkley look good in the preseason. You know what I mean? I've seen it because it's vanilla. And the Niners. The Niners are so fucking cocky, bro. Even though it was a preseason game, it's a bunch of backups. They still play fucking man-to-man defense where we're tougher than you. And you already know, come on, McDaniels is smarter than that. You're gonna run that. I'm gonna run a whole bunch of drag routes and all of that shit. And we killed them with our speed, bro. Our speed fucking murdered their hell yeah, murdered their ass, and all of them killed them. You feel me? And the Niners are fucking cocky like that, but you don't have your guys out there, and our guys are better than your guys if you're gonna play that game. You feel me? But I want to see him. You feel me? I want to see him against the zone where they're not going to throw the kitchen sink at him. It's still preseason. But I want to see where he's going to go to the first read and it's not there. And then, he's reading the zone. He has to throw it over, right over the linebacker and right into the hole. I want to see him do that. I know he can do it. I've seen his tape. So I want to see him do that in the, and then I want to see him do it every game though. You feel me? That's what they like. Derek Carr. I'm like, bro, Derek did it every game. And then he did it against the Seahawks first team. That's when we was like, yep, put his ass in right now. Fuck what's his name, Matt Flynn. So I need to see him do it. Remember that shit? So if he does that, yeah, exactly. It was Matt Schaub and Matt Flynn. Fuck both of them. So as soon as if O'Connell does this consistently, game after preseason game, and then we say, okay, it's a dress rehearsal, and McDaniels is like, fuck that. Everybody go out there but Jimmy. And O'Connell goes out there with the first team, and this motherfucker look like that with Devontae and them for one series. I don't give a fuck if it's for 3 plays. If he's fucking looks anything like he's looked, Man.
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
watch out.
and me and you, Chris, we was talking about him during the game, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about him again this Saturday during the game. But while we was watching him, this is the poise he has right as a rookie for the first game. We like, all right, like he's taking these snaps and he's back there looking real comfortable, you know. So what is your like now that we had a couple days to rest up and really sit on it? What do you really think about him coming into this week?
Yeah, I think O'Connell, he's gonna have to stack games. He's gonna have to show that that he still has it. At the end of the day, it was very vanilla what he saw, but it's still big. I'm not gonna take it away from him. But it's just the little things, just the way, one of my best friends, he played in the league for a while. And, just some of the stuff that he told me was, just things as little as just getting in and out of the huddle, for a rookie quarterback, that stuff is tough to digest, because it's a lot different than, stuff that happens at the college level. So, it just looks like he had good command of the huddle. He was able to get, them in the right formation. You saw him moving people around, and he was making calls at the line. So like little details like that, I love it. But just like you guys said, let's take it slow on him. Let's let him truly redshirt this year.
Yes,
I don't want to throw him out there unless we have to, but let's let him take the game in from a cerebral standpoint. From the sideline, be able to be in those conversations when Jimmy comes off to the sideline to talk to McDaniels. Hey, Jimmy, what'd you see? Why'd you go there? Like, I want Aiden to be right there, taking all that info in with him and get the mental reps. So that's kind of where I'm at, man. Just get all the mental reps, and then when it's your time, just shine, man.
Yeah, and me, I mean, I just if I'm gonna give y'all a YouTube channel to go look at if y'all haven't looked at it. It's called the QB School, and it's this guy.
I like
JT
that. Yeah, I watch him.
If you don't watch him, it's this guy who used to play in the league called JT O'Sullivan, but he breaks down just quarterback film. You feel what I'm saying? He breaks down. He broke down Aiden O'Connell's film, and just from a technical standpoint, you feel what I'm saying? Like just the way his base is delivering the ball. This motherfucker got the cleanest release and base that I've seen out of any of the rookie quarterbacks coming in. Like just coming in and throwing the ball. You feel what I'm saying? Like he has a already clean base and release. I feel like if he gets this year to really polish himself, especially know the scheme and really polish himself on these NFL defenses, what he's saying, next year we might have some. But I don't want to see him this year at all.
But I think for him to be the man next year, we're gonna have to see. We got to find out. We got to find out this year. I mean, at some point he's got to hit the field because we can't be like we don't know what he is, but we gonna pass up on this dope ass quarterback at number one. You know what I mean? Like at some point we got to see what he is, and we're gonna see it. It's gonna happen.
I don't think we see him like for example, if the Raiders are in the playoff hunt and they in the playoff push, I don't think we see him because they're like, okay, we're almost close to making the playoffs. Keep Jimmy in there.
Scenario for sure.
You feel what I'm saying? Like let Jimmy be in there. But if he's hurt, right? Say if Jimmy gets hurt, let's knock on wood because we gotta hope he don't. But if Jimmy gets hurt, I know early in the season they're probably gonna throw Brian Hoyer out there as much as I don't want them to.
And those are losses.
Yeah, you feel me? I don't want that.
Raider, you know how Raider Nation is, bro.
Yeah,
like if
I don't want that.
Let's just say, like you said, hope not wishing this on nobody. But if he was to go down like game 5, right? And we're like 3-2 or 2-3, whatever it is, right? Game 5, he goes down. Like you put Brian Hoyer in there, and we go out there and get blew out 2-3 straight times. Raider Nation is gonna be like, they're gonna be screaming for his name. Even right now, bro. If Jimmy starts off fucking 2-6, I don't give a fuck what happened. I don't give a fuck what happened. This is the nature of the beast. They're gonna be over there. True. You feel me? Everybody gonna be fucking on his head. Like right now, bro, on my TikTok right now, motherfuckers is like, Jimmy who? I'm like, hey, y'all need to pump the fucking brakes.
Yeah, relax, bro.
Relax. Y'all ready to replace this man over a man who just played one preseason game? Y'all, that's how I know y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta let this man develop. Now look, as of right now, I'm saying that if Jimmy was out early in the season, you feel what I'm saying, Hoyer's going in.
It'd be tough.
But
we're done.
If your boy comes out here on Saturday and he performs like he did last week, now we got to start really being like, okay, that's 2 straight weeks we're seeing this motherfucker cut people up. You feel what I'm saying? 2 straight weeks we're seeing him deliver the ball. So Now we got to start talking about him being that QB2. Now, if he can come out that game 3 and do the same shit again, we're like, all right, bro, that's 3 straight games. We didn't see this man in the sample size, albeit preseason, but the consistency to do this shit 3 straight games, you know what I'm saying, lets me to believe he might be more ready than we think he is, right? But as for right now, everything we've heard in training camp is like, this dude's on. He's on.
Yeah, I think he really is QB2. I mean, Hoyer is not. I don't think we're gonna see Hoyer one time in the preseason.
I hope.
I think he's just there.
He's there just a tutor, man.
Yeah, he's just coaching and shit. So I think really they're gonna end up keeping 3 quarterbacks just so they can have Hoyer on the side and helping with these youngins. You know what I mean? Helping with the youngster and shit.
Yep.
But you know, I am interested to see what happens. But I want to see, you know, like I said, the consistency. You know what I mean?
That's what
because it's you got to be. And when I watched what I seen the other day, I was like, okay. I remember this one pass he had. They didn't collapse the pocket, but he got some pressure over on the left side, and he kind of like stood a little higher and just like kind of like threw the ball like in this little over the top little angle, and that shit was. I mean, you know what I mean? It was on the money. I was like, okay, I like that. He didn't fall. Like, he know his strengths. You feel me? Like, a lot of quarterbacks, they don't know their strengths. Like, he know what he's good at, what he ain't good at. Like, he looked like you feel me? Like, he looked like he supposed to be there. You feel me? Like, he wasn't really nervous.
The beautiful thing about that is, because the knock on him that we all know what the knock is, like, this dude ain't athletic at all. You feel what I'm saying? That's the knock. But he seems to know how to move himself, right? Just from the game one sample size, right? And then, like what you just said right now, he knows his strengths. He plays to his strength. He's not super athletic. He doesn't do a lot of things that you look at as like, oh, he got a super crazy arm or whatever. But he plays to his strength. Who else in quarterback history have we ever seen ain't have a super crazy arm do this in this system, right? That just plays to his strength, right? And he has a little Brady in his game. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be Tom Brady, right? But at the end of the day, I can see a little Brady in the game. You feel me? Like not being, you know, not being super. I don't have this athleticism. I don't have this. I'm not saying he's gonna be Tom Brady, right? Damn. But when you look at him, I'm like, okay, he's got a little bit, just a little bit. Right, he's got a little bit of the game. Shit. I think he's got a little bit of that game.
Holy shit!
People might look at me. I'm not saying he's gonna have this, and that's not me equating the career of Tom Brady.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? I'm saying just if you look at the physical tools and how they use it, you feel what I'm saying? I can kind of equate it to that. But
yeah, when I think back at Tom Brady playing in those great New England teams, only thing you can see him doing is standing straight up and patting the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had all fucking day because the play action was so cold, even though they didn't really have really good running backs like that. True. But Tom know how to sell the play action. And then after that, he had all fucking day. He hit Gronk on the seam. Fuck yeah, I'm throwing the 50 to Randy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it was something about that team and the way they called them plays and the way that Tom was. You feel me? Like, him and Daniel McDaniels didn't always see eye to eye, but that's why I don't think that shit can really be duplicated, or it hasn't been duplicated or replicated anywhere else. I think that shit was just so different and so special, like, that everything had to come together just right. You feel me? Like, Tom he just had the chip on his shoulder guy, like, fucking almost the last pick. Like, that shit just seemed like so crazy. Then we just watched, you flashback and you watch the shit, even though I hated Tom Brady ever since the Tuck rule. Up until fucking he went into Tampa and won, I was like,
bruh. You gotta give it up for greatness at that point.
I said, bruh.
Yeah, you gotta give it up to greatness at that point.
Yeah, that's the regardless. That's the GOAT now.
Yeah,
that's the GOAT.
Yeah. but you know, I mean, I'm not gonna say because this I do not like when people say that this is Patriots West, because at the end of the day, I think that they're running this different. You feel me? Than New England's being ran. I don't think they're running it the same. You feel me? Now there are some similarities because at the end of the day, you gonna take what you've been taught. I mean, these guys came up in a certain area, a certain scheme. You feel what I'm saying? Under the Belichick umbrella, so you gonna take what you taught. But I do kind of feel like they're putting their own little spin on what they want to do for this team, and I think it's showing up. I think it is showing up. That's just me, you know.
Yeah, we hope it shows up. You know, we hope to see it in game time.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see this Saturday, though. This Saturday is going to show us a lot. Just one off the consistency basis of it, right? Like, is this defense going to look the same? Is Aiden O'Connell going to look the same? That's one. And two, that's just going to show another how much is McDaniels preparing this team. Because like you said, you touched on earlier, he's a great first half man. But then in the second half, he falls apart. How will he learn from that? You know what I'm saying? Like, and how is he preparing the team to not fall apart? So that's really what I want to see for real.
So far, they look prepared. You feel me? They,
Yeah,
you know.
far.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? My man said they look like a well-coached team to me the other day. I was rolling, but
yeah, I didn't throw that in there. They look like a well-coached team, man.
I was rolling. I was like, yeah, I mean, but they look, you know what I'm saying? They came out there feeling like they was the better team. You feel me? Like I noticed that off the top. I mean, when they get 2 sacks in a row, I mean, I don't give a fuck how trash your opponent is. You know what I'm saying? You still have to have the want to go and get them. You feel me? Like, and they went and got them, bro. Like first couple plays, get the fuck out of here, fucking center. You trash. You know what I mean? They was out there doing their shit, man. You got these youngsters out here fighting for some jobs. It's gonna be interesting to see who is on the cut list, man. Because,
yeah. Before we get up out of here, man, is there anybody specific y'all are looking for this Saturday that you're like, okay, I want to see if he flashes on my screen again?
Me personally, I want to see Nesta, put some good plays together.
Yeah.
You know me, for some reason, man, I just like Malcolm Kuntz, man. I feel like
that's your guy.
I really feel like I'm the only Malcolm Kuntz fan left, man. I see something in him, man. I see something in him. I don't know. I really think he could be special if he can get motivated and get that work ethic up, because I really think that's what it is that's holding him back.
Yeah.
I would like to see I want to see I'm gonna watch Amari Burney again, man, to see if he can. Like I said, he started off very, very shaky. He had a couple big plays, so I want to see if I jumped the gun on him a little bit too.
I don't know. I think me and you seems like we were the only ones that were negative on, because I didn't like what he did last game.
I didn't like what I saw, so I was like, but I'm gonna watch him again, and just see. See how he takes on blocks and just see from a physicality standpoint what he does. So, and then I want to see, of course, we want to see Jacorian, see what he does. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, Christopher Smith gets some burn, and we can really see.
Huh?
Have
you seen him yet?
He was out there last game.
Yeah, he was out there.
Yeah, I ain't seen him.
Yeah,
I mean, we just ain't get to see him because the Niners QBs were so ass. They weren't even throwing the ball down the field. So
and honestly, sometimes, man, when you're a DB like that, you almost don't want to, be all on the screen, because then because that's when you get picked on, unless you get a pass breakup. So the fact that we like didn't
48. You feel what I'm saying? 48.
Oh yeah, he was getting abused
every goddamn play. So that's what you don't want.
Yeah, he's getting abused.
Yeah, that's what you don't want.
I think this year, not this year. This next game, we're gonna see Chris Smith a little more, because the Rams gonna do a little more, different.
Oh yeah, they'll pass. They're probably
gonna pass the ball. So
Stafford probably. I mean, we know Stafford. I mean, the ones ain't gonna play though.
But Bennett be slinging it though. They be sending Bennett out there slinging. So he's gonna get out there and throw the ball a little bit. So we gonna see some our corners.
We should have some sack opportunities, and who I'm watching. That's what I've been rooting for from day one. I'm still waiting for this
Plant Jr.
Yeah, man. I'm waiting for this dude to jump off this.
I like what I saw in last game. Man. I didn't see anything.
What you like?
I seen him on the field, but shit. I think it was later in the game and shit. But I want to see if he's gonna do something. I know the opportunities is gonna start running short.
He got some burn. He got quite a few snaps though. He got quite a few snaps. Yeah, he just. I just didn't see the explosion that I was expecting, because I really didn't know what to expect from him anyway. Off the strength of what everybody been saying, I'm like, let me watch him.
Right.
But we'll see though. I want him to do well though.
I mean, I'm trying to see what they're asking him to do. If they're asking him to be a pass rusher, then no, I was not impressed.
Yeah, that's what he was. That's what they had him.
If they asked him to be a pass rusher, no.
Yeah,
I wasn't feeling like
Kuntz. He was out there on pass downs and stuff. Yeah.
Kuntz had more bend and it's all that,
Is Mayer playing? Is Mayer gonna be healthy?
I want him to.
I don't know. I don't think he practiced today.
He did. He practiced today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was out there.
Okay.
If he practicing, he should be playing then. Yeah, I
want him to play. Tyree was doing some drills against some old linemen today too. So I'm wondering if he gonna get out there. I hope he does.
They better not. I don't want him out there.
I think they saving him to probably next week or the last game.
Really?
But I don't know. Yeah,
he don't have no type of football, like, you feel me? Like he ain't worked out in pads in a minute. So I'm just like, bro, just give this man any type of reps he can get right now, bro. Like, he needs to get up to speed.
You ain't
Week 1 is coming. Week 1 is
Go
coming,
motherfucking
bro.
block a kick or something. Go put that motherfucker on special
You
teams
feel
and
me?
block a
That's what
field
I'm
goal.
saying. Because
Shit,
week one is on its way, bro, and he's going to play week 1, guaranteed.
I don't want him playing, man. Maybe I'm just only one, man, because I really don't want him playing. And again, maybe it's just that PTSD from me being a McFadden fan, man. That Liz Frank,
man, too.
Yeah, man, that Liz
that
Frank injury. Because honestly, I thought at one point I thought McFadden was going to be the next best thing, man. And that Liz Frank injury just slowed down the rest of his career, man.
Yeah,
real quick, Jason Parham is still out. He ain't practiced.
Yeah, take your time with him too. Let him
I was
get
pissed
right.
that they even had him in there in the second quarter last game because I'm like, bro, we know he started. Like, why is he out here? He don't need to be out here.
I'm not mad at him getting reps, so.
Yeah, the motherfuckers need work still.
Man, I'm saying, like that whole first quarter, I was cool with. You feel what I'm saying? But like once it started to get halfway through the second, I'm like, all right, bro, like he's still out here. You feel what I'm saying? Like we know he's gonna be starting.
Yeah, but he need.
And if you're gonna say that, and Andre James need to get his ass out there too. I don't care how veteran he is. Andre James is not that good to be sitting out like that. The only person that sits out on that O line for real is Colton Miller. That's the only one.
And that motherfucker need to do some push-ups and take some fight classes because every time he play a fucking weapon, bro, he's getting if
he plays somebody good, he gets beat, man. I mean, he'll
on his ass.
Yeah,
pissing me off, man.
Honestly, he's the reason we lost that 49er game last year. I don't care what nobody says. Stidham was
and the first even the first Charger game, we had a chance. This motherfucker could destroyed his ass. Like fuck, man. Come on, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but me personally, I'm watching that big boy on the right, that right tackle, that Dalton Wagner, bro. His game last week was not bad, bro. He played well last week. If you watch him, Big 78 played pretty well last week. Him and McClendon Curtis, that guard we got, he's not bad either. You feel what I'm saying? Like we keep touching on that O-line depth. They got depth this year for sure.
And we need it desperately because one of these guys go down, it's over, bro. Because we give him a lot.
Brandon Parker already down this year. He's already on the IR. Hey, regardless of how you feel about Brandon Parker, at least he worked his ass off to get back on the field. You feel what I'm saying? Like it sucks. 2 straight years he's on the IR, but I didn't expect much from Brandon Parker this year anyway. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, I feel bad for him, but I'm just like, fuck, man. These are the guys we heard been rushing the sun. Why?
yeah. So I'm looking at Dalton Wagner. I'm looking at Sincere McCormick again because if Sincere plays the way he did last week, Zamir gonna have to fuck around and start looking over his shoulder a little bit. And the only reason I say that is because, like I said, Zamir ain't shown us nothing that makes us be like, oh, yeah, you feel like I'm good with Josh Jacobs can take his time and we got Zamir. Like, no, he didn't give me no type of good feeling last week about like him being RB1. Now, when Sincere McCormick came in, it was a little different. I started being like, okay, the change of pace is definitely there. So I'm definitely looking at him. You feel what I'm saying? All that, Kuntz, the D-line. And who's going to be our depth at linebacker? Because even last week, we got dudes like Curtis Bolton playing and shit. I'm like, bro, this is the depth. You feel me? Like, this is the depth. Like, and I don't really like it. So I want to see what goes on with that. You feel what I'm saying? But other than that, I don't like our depth at linebacker at all. We need to change that.
Facts.
But other than that, bro, that's who I'm looking at, man. So, I mean, Saturday is going to tell us a lot. We're going to have to come back, on either – Chris's show, my show, whatever the case, man. We're going to have to talk about the game this Saturday, man. See what we saw, see what we can correct, and what we didn't like either. So if y'all down to do that, I'm definitely down to do a game recap, next week after the game.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Man, yeah, I'm trying to get it in, man. Me and Chris, I think we still on for Saturday, man. We still on for the watch party.
Yeah, we'll do this Saturday. For sure.
We on this Saturday, man. If you want to pull up, Sportsmane, pull up with us on the watch party, man. We watching the game. We in the East Coast, so it's gonna be late for us over here. But at the end of the day, we gonna be watching the game regardless. You know what I'm saying? We on it.
All right, for sure. That's what's up then.
Yeah, pull up with us, man. But once again, man, this has been another live episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys are subscribing to both of my guys' channel right here with Sportsmane and my guy, Protect the Shield, man. If y'all want to say something before we get up out of here, Man, go ahead, promo yourselves, do what you got to do.
Yeah, man, just check me out. I usually go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So, man, definitely check me up. Subscribe to my channel, man. I always appreciate the invite on your show, man.
Oh, of course, man. It's always good to have family here, man. Go ahead and plug yourself, Sportsmane. I know you got all your pages you want to go ahead and talk about.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Same thing, man. Good looking on the hit up right now. I'm pulling up anytime you hit me up. You feel me? If I'm at the house, I'm gonna tap in. But yeah, man, you already know, man. Y'all see how I spell the name. Find me on TikTok, Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube, man. You know what I mean? Got the new show coming soon. Get a little info. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on that right now. I'm trying to get it all together. How I'm trying to run it. You feel me? So, you already know I'm in the Raider Nation and all. Everybody hasn't been on their show. You feel me? I need all the support I can get.
For sure.
Once you started up, bro, you already know my TikTok, my Instagram, bro. Send it to me. You already got a subscriber in me, bro. You already know the deal. And I'll be on the show whenever you need me to be on the show. I'll be on there.
For sure. Same here, man.
For sure.
You already know,
appreciate
bro.
Appreciate it.
Once again, man, it's another episode of Raider Rundown. Make sure you tap it on the like and subscribe button. Hit on the little notification bell so you get updated whenever we drop some dope-ass content like this, man. Stay up, and I always keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on a Raider Rundown.
What's I